Thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's afternoon where you
It's
are.
afternoon here, but
Yeah.
no, it's my
Yeah.
pleasure.
So, Tina Helseth, welcome to my program.
Thank you.
I want to just start out by saying the first time I heard you, of course, was a YouTube video, and I don't even recall which one it was, but I've watched and listened to so many since then, and I was so grateful to have the resources to send my female students to YouTube to watch somebody other than an old white guy play trumpet. And of course, Allison Balsam has helped, and Kiku Collins, and so many other, just everybody's terrific players. But I have become a real fan of yours, and my favorite, I think, so far is the Marietta's Lead.
It's
The,
beautiful. Yeah, it's
oh,
actually absolutely one of my favorite songs
I think I
that you
might
play.
have listened to that 1,000 times.
Me too. Not of me playing, but before I
Hmm.
but before I chose it
Hmm.
for that album, I was it's really in love with that tune. It's a very
Hmm.
special one. Yeah.
And beautifully played. But
Mm.
so, what are you doing during these crazy times? This is such a different time for everybody. How are you navigating your way through this?
It's very strange. I think in the beginning, so actually my last trip abroad for playing was actually the States in the end of February. So just before, so in the beginning of March, everything shut down here in Norway. So my last trip was Minneapolis with the Minnesota Orchestra and a recital as well. So yeah, so in the beginning it was more just, it was so strange. It was like, what's going on? Everything is cancelled. We have to. Norway has always been not. Everything has been put under, well, maybe not under control from the beginning, but it's
Hmm.
like now it's like normal basically. Outside, it's like, well, we have to keep our distance and all of that, but they have the whole thing under control. I
Learn a
know,
thing from
and
you
it makes me
guys.
very sad
Me
to see
too.
and hear how it's going over there with you guys. But we're very fortunate here that we have very few cases, and it seems to be
Hmm.
going okay, which is good.
Hmm.
But yeah, working wise, of course, it's very strange. It's hard to. I found it really hard. So from March to the kind of beginning of June, I had a couple of performances online, but then it's not live anyway. It was live, but it's not
Yes.
like with an audience. So apart from that, it was really hard to find motivation. I'm very much a performer and a musician that likes. I'm very much a musician that likes to perform. That's, if not the main reason, then almost the main reason for me to play at all. When I didn't have any goal or anything to really prepare for a long time, then it was really hard to find a motivation to practice, to find something, why. Yeah, but then I was fortunate in June, part of the artistic board, or what you call, for
Hmm.
this festival in Norway. We had the festival, of course, a very different version that we were supposed to, but so not that many in the audience, and the distance thing and everything,
Yes.
but at least playing for live audience, which was like amazing. It was, I can't remember the last time. Yeah, I almost can't remember the last time performing was so much fun as then, because it was just like, I was so hungry, and the audience as well. It was just this very special thing. Yeah, and now I have my vacation, and then so far it looks like the autumn is going to be quite full of
Good.
performing.
Good.
So hopefully, at least
You
some of
know,
that will happen.
you're hungry as a musician to get back out
Yeah,
on stage, but I think
absolutely.
your audience is equally, everybody's ready, and the feeling that we're gonna have when we're actually able to connect with our audiences again is gonna be fantastic, and I hope it comes sooner rather than later. But
Absolutely. Yeah, I hope it for you guys as well over there, that they figure out something to make it work for you as well. Because we
there
are,
are,
for now, we're quite fortunate here. Yeah.
yeah, I was just gonna say there are a lot of, I just don't get it. Not that I want to get political, but it blows my mind that people want to argue about masks and things.
Yeah.
It's, look, if you just wear it, we could be done with this way sooner than
It is.
so.
It's people have different agendas and different thinking about these things, but in my opinion, or here in Norway, we don't wear masks. We haven't done that actually
Oh,
because they, not from the beginning. Well, you could if you wanted to, but there was no, the way that the thing that we had to do, it was more really distance and things were closed and stuff like that.
but people did
But
it,
yeah.
yes?
Yes, they did it. It's not. I think for at least for most of people, I'm talking for me and the people that I know and the people I see outside. It's not politics. This is what we do for one another, like for the people, for ourselves and the people around us. Yeah.
Yeah. You're not alone in the lack of motivation. Almost everybody I've talked to, from other superstars to really full-time educators that I've talked to, everybody's in that same boat. It's, why do I practice? I'm binging on Netflix, but there are some that are taking on small projects. And of course, you've seen all the online performances, which I think are brilliant, that somebody's still putting content out there.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So the online things that you did, were those just yourself, or do you have an accompanist with you? Or
I've only done 2 sessions. First it was with my band, so it was a bit of everything. That was just like in the beginning of March. All kinds of genres. And then I've done one with pianist. Yeah. Like that.
So your band, is that your 10-piece group that you're talking about?
No, that's not. No, this is more of an all types of genres band. It's me, and then it's guitar and double bass, drums and piano.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we do all types of whatever music we like. Whatever it is.
Give me an example. Like, what's one of your favorite tunes to call up?
Oh wow, there are several, but we do some classical stuff. Then I did with the pianist, do some kind of normal, straightforward, and then we have more of the tango way. We have some jazz, and then I sing as well. And then we do some of my songs that are more like pop jazz-ish, and then we do more like progressive rock, cool stuff, and then a bit of Caribbean. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that group before, and of course, actually heard you and the Tenting Helseth. You were here in Indiana a few years ago.
Yes, we were.
And actually met you and one of your other, I think the flugelhorn player, after the concert. And
that's nice.
I brought my studio up from the University of Indianapolis to hear.
I thought there was something familiar about your face, so that's why.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, that's you. That was probably Elin, my best friend.
Yes.
And
but I tell you, that concert was just spectacular.
Oh, thank you.
Of course, the choice of music is one thing, but the level of playing from you all was, well, it's what we expected.
Yeah, they're really great. We really enjoy. We have this year we actually have, we're supposed to be on tour now, actually, right now, around Europe. So this year we won't play together because this was our tour. But then next year we're coming to the States again, next
Terrific.
year. And Europe as well next summer. Yeah. So we have our 1 or 2 tours a year. That is, what I can fit into my schedule, and then what they have their normal positions in orchestras and teaching positions and freelance and stuff. So it's nice. It's a lot of fun.
This group, you all met in many different places, or all in school, or different gigs? How did that group come together?
It's a bit. So basically, it started when I studied. I was together with the other 3 trumpet girls. We were in the same studio, and we just thought. The story is that we were listening to the string orchestra in school, and they played some Vivaldi and Grieg and those kind of things at this Christmas concert that we had with the whole school. We were like, we want to play that music as well. And we said, we can just start an ensemble. And then it was a bit like, we're only girls, so why don't we ask only girls? Because there are so many great female players on a very high level in Norway. It's always been. I mean, when I started to play the trumpet, it wasn't strange at all that I was a girl. I had no idea that wasn't the most normal thing in the world. Playing the trumpet or the trombone or tuba or whatever. It's completely normal here. Yeah. So yeah, then we just started. We had our first concert on my 20th birthday. So it's now 33 years ago soon.
No.
No, sorry, 20, no, 13, sorry.
13.
I'm turning 33. I'm
Well, if that were
turning
the case,
33.
you look great for your age.
I look spectacular for my age. No, it's, sorry, I'm turning 33. 13 years ago soon. So, and it was only meant to be like summer project or something, but then it was fun. So we asked some of the girls that we know, some we started with and some others. And then we just continued to meet up now and again, play some concerts, and then then I took them with me internationally on tour as well. So it's been really an incredible journey for the ensemble as well.
Are you doing some of the arrangements, or do those come from within the group, or how do you come to those?
We actually have our own arranger, and he's actually Jarle is his name, Jarle Storløkken, and he's actually also the guitar player in my band.
Yeah.
And he is then also practically married to then Elin, the flugelhorn player that you met, my best friend. So basically, he's my family.
Oh,
kind of
very
like,
nice.
They're my people. But he's a magician. He is just amazing. So he does all our arrangements. So he's very much been a part of how we have developed our sound as an ensemble. Yeah, and I can just suggest things. I can say what I want and he does it. So it's really nice. Yeah.
You know, one of the things I appreciated about your group was you could sound like an orchestral brass section, but then as a chamber group with soloists, and it was nice to hear when you think about the Mahler, that sound just coming at you, and it was beautiful, and the ability to go from one style to another is just that was one of my favorite performances.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. No, it's we want to have fun, and then of course to be able to do that we also have to play on a very high level, so of course that's part of the thing as well. To be fun, it has to be also very good. So
Yes.
it's that, yeah, I like that level of that way of thinking.
Yes. A little aside, I do remember from this concert that you played barefoot
Yes.
the whole time.
Yes.
Do you do that with that group all the time? Always?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I haven't noticed that in some of the other videos, but it just struck me.
Yeah, no, I always play barefoot. I didn't when I started my career. Then I still were wearing my high heels. But then, I don't remember the exact kind of when it happened for real, but I think, some performances I did. I just, also with orchestra, I remember playing 2 concertos, and then after the first concerto, when I came off stage, I took off my shoes and I went on again, play without for the next one, because but then I just realized, okay, let's just skip the whole shoes thing, and it's very comfortable. Of course, if it's freezing, then I will wear my ballerina very flat shoes. But then it's very comfortable, it's very grounding, and I feel like ready for everything. It makes me more relaxed. And another positive thing is that I have more room in my suitcase, because shoes take up space. So actually, no, but it's very comfortable. I'm used to it now, so it's what I do.
You could sell it as this is the way that I get in tune with the earth, and I'm able to channel. But I get it; it's a comfortable thing.
It is, no, but for those who it is in a way. I'm not that kind of. I have my yoga periods, but usually it's the same as exercising. It's only like short amount of time I get into it, and then it's like in the beginning of this corona, when it started, because my husband is also a musician. He has a steady job in the military band here in Oslo, but they of course didn't work either. So suddenly we were like, what to do during the whole day? How much PlayStation? How much Netflix? How much Nintendo? How much knitting? Like What can you do? So we were like, okay, we're going to eat healthy. We're going to walk or run every day. And I'm going to do my yoga. And we started like this. Of course, then it's just, it goes down. So now it's just, we're just lazy now. Yeah, but yeah, yoga connected to
Sure.
it's something. It's something there that no matter how spiritual you are, it is very, it's nice. Yeah.
So let's take a little bit of a left turn. What made you decide I want to be a soloist? How did you get to that point?
I think the main reason is because I thought it very early on. If you ask my childhood friends, they all knew that I was going to play the trumpet when I grew up. I started playing when I was just before I turned 7. I'm the first professional musician in the family. So but my mom plays the trumpet, or played. She doesn't play that much anymore, but she played the trumpet. And my mom and dad, they played in this ensemble that, his dad was a conductor. And so when I was a kid and they went on tour and stuff, then it was this amateur band, but it was very high level. Then I went with them, so I knew him. I saw him as a kid to play for him as a birthday present when I was 9 or 10 or something. Like, I knew that there was actually something like a profession to be a trumpet soloist. So I think I said that very early on, that I can't remember not wanting to be that. But of course I was very naive. I had no idea it would be as hard as it has been and as it is. It's the journey, I had no idea, luckily.
So what is hard about it? What's the difficulty that you perceive?
Like now, or just in general?
That whole journey. You say you didn't realize it was as hard as it is. Is it the travel, or the preparation, or a combination
it's everything.
of...
It's everything. Of course, it was my biggest dream. It was like, and it was incredible. I just had this goal. And I had this feeling inside that it's going to be okay. This is what you're going to do. This is your calling or whatever. This is what you're going to do. So I always had that kind of positive attitude. You know, when I was very young, I was very talented. I didn't know it. I knew it, but then not really, because my first teacher, it was brilliant, because she was, or she still is, a trumpet player at the opera orchestra here in Oslo, and because my mom knew her, and there was not an option for me playing for my mom, that would never work. Don't listen to your parents. But then she got her friend, like, okay, maybe she can play for you. So she was my first teacher, and she didn't tell me how talented I actually was, which was perfect, because I discovered it myself. Like, when I won some competitions and stuff, and I knew I was, because I better than some of the others in the band, because I got, to play the solos and all of those things. But I'm so grateful for her, actually, because you see so many cases of young kids and really being told from a very early age that you're very talented. And I fear then that a lot of them continue to play and continue to push themselves, not necessarily because they want to, but because they think that they have to, because of the people around them, and then people will like me, and suddenly you don't know your agenda, who you're doing it for. So I really got to have some of those experiences on my own. Suddenly, I'm actually very talented compared to other people my age. Okay, so of course, but then you also realize at some point that talent is great, but it doesn't take you that far, basically. And you need talent for a lot of different things, not just the playing, the musicality, your voice. Of course, that's the main. Your identity as a musician, there needs to be something there that you can develop. But then it's the technical aspect, and then it's practicing, how to practice, how to focus, how to try and make good choices, how to try and stay connected to the rest of the world, how to, be with others, do the whole, there's so many aspects to it. Like, your talent doesn't work anymore. It's hard work and a lot of sacrifice. I don't know if I saw it so much as a sacrifice, because this was what I wanted to do. Yeah, it's all, I did sacrifice a lot of stuff, but it didn't feel like that at the time. Yeah, and then it's just so when I had my kind of international breakthrough when I was 18 or something, 18, 19, then of course suddenly you're thrown into this world where you have to be a musician, like a grown up. And I wasn't, but then I felt, of course, very grown up. But I know now that, oh my God, I was just a child. My sister is 20 now. She's just a baby. So it's just being part of that journey and suddenly traveling and suddenly really have to be on the top of your game all the time and just be like trying to keep the focus on who you are. And
Did you have people that were helping you with this? You're not navigating all of this by yourself, but is it family or a teacher or just a great friend that's helping you get through this?
Yeah, no, it's a bit of everything, basically. Of course, my family, and first and foremost, my teacher. I've had two teachers in my life. First, it was Heidi, and then she passed me on to her professor, her kind of old professor, but very Norwegian name, Arnulf Naur Nilsen. He was the co-principal in the Oslo Phil. He's retired now, but so yeah, when I was 14, I started having lessons with him, and then he was like my second dad, still is. Like he was just really there as a very important person in my life. And then, of course, when I was 18, then I have manager and those kind of things as well. So there are good friends. So I had people around me that tried to keep me grounded and keep it real for me. Yeah, absolutely. And help me navigate. I've been very fortunate with like for the professional life, I've been very fortunate with good people that wanted good things for me. Yeah.
How has your voice, both vocally, I'm thinking trumpet wise, how has that changed, do you think, from when you first started performing to now? I mean, and I'm guessing too, the repertoire, maybe did you start with all the traditional things and evolve into some of the song cycles and other things? And there's a lot of questions in that.
Yeah, no, but they're connected. So it's all, of course, I think I sound the same and not the same at all at the same time. Of course, my personality, I'm the same as I was then, but it's a different life. It's a life ago. There's so much happening. When you're 18, my God, it's such a, like for everyone, it's a journey, like just becoming a person, trying to navigate the grown-up world and just finding your way, finding yourself in the middle of it all. So I have it's the same language, but it's very different than it was in the beginning. Because of things you experience, basically, in life and in normal life. There is so much more in life than playing the trumpet. So it's what happens around that really makes you evolve as a musician as well. And in the beginning, I started out with, I guess you could say, a lot of the things I did in the beginning was more standard stuff. Yeah, my first recording was Haydn and Hummel.
It's like everybody has to do that first, right?
Well, the thing is that a lot of people were like, you can't do that first. You have to be grown up. You have to like experience stuff. And I was like, no. And luckily the record label, they agreed. This is something I really feel like I have already. Then I was 19 or something, 19, 20. I feel like I have my identity here. So this is what I want to record first. Just this is me. Take it or leave it. So I know it's the standard concertos, but this is what I love playing, and I really feel like I can show off who I am.
And it is good music. The Haydn and the Hummel are beautiful.
Absolutely.
There's no reason not to record them.
Absolutely. So I'm guessing now when the older I get and the more adventurous I become, and also the more adventurous I allow myself to be. I don't want to just do the same all the time, because it's my life. So I want to be able to try and shape my job.
I look at you and I see that, and I see that with Allison, and I see it with Sergey, and Sergey is like my hero of heroes. It's
He's
just,
amazing. Yeah, I like him. He's just such a nice person as well.
I got a chance to interview him in person last year,
Cool.
and it's like talking to a friend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's amazing.
he's wonderful. But
Yeah.
all of you have, I think, given, I say it this way, it's like you've given the trumpet world permission to play things other than the Haydn, the Hummel, the Gedeke, or the Neruda. It's,
Yeah.
you can take, who's the composer for Marietta's Lied?
Korngold.
Korngold.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd forgotten. So even a 20th century composer. But you can leave the trumpet world, and there's so much beautiful music yet to be explored on trumpet.
Absolutely. Yeah,
And why not? It doesn't have to be Jolivet and all of those, which are great. But my voice, I think, is easier because I identify more with the phrasing of those vocal pieces than I do with things written for trumpet. Does that make sense?
absolutely. There is so much amazing music that works really well for the trumpet. You need to have the right approach to it.
Mm-hmm.
I love playing vocal music. I do it all the time. Basically, also because it's like the soprano range is absolutely perfect for the trumpet, and yeah, there's just so much, especially from the Romantic period, that we have nothing original for trumpet. There's so many great things, but it's a different way of thinking that also a different approach, because you play music that normally they have another dimension with the words, and some composers really, it's very connected to the lyrics and to the meaning and to the, like, every single word, the way it's written and the phrasing and stuff. And then other composers, the music just also stands very easily on its own without the text. So those are like different approaches, and then I can think, okay, but this won't work that well. It's such a beautiful song, but it won't be the same without the words.
Right.
Then I do something else. And it's also, well, I teach a bit here in Oslo, and I tell the students as well that, and also in masterclasses and stuff, that please really just be hungry, just delve into this like eternal source. No, what is it called? Like infinite. No, source of just great music. And because it's also, the approach is, how to say that, I find it's so much freedom in that music, because I can, thinking like a singer, it's a different way of shaping a phrase, it's a different way of shaping a note. So I feel very free when I play.
Well, and
music.
that's what I hear. It's where the commas are, that not every syllable is a two. There are hard consonants, there are soft consonants, there are blends, there are diphthongs, there are all these things that we do as a just even speaking. Absolutely. And the way we inflect on certain things, and I hear that come through. And I had a student, again, going back to the Korngold, a student comment, but listen to the way and I'm like, yeah, she's phrasing it like a singer.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, I'm getting excited about thinking about this now. I want to go practice now, because this is what I've come to love about playing is it's not just this trumpet approach to everything. It's really trying to now find this way to communicate on trumpet like we're singing, truly singing it. And
it's absolutely how I think as well. It's how I have come to this. It's how I have to play. Also with everything else now. And that I've realized, and I have acknowledged that my way of playing is for me to be happy with performing and feeling like I get to feel like, not necessarily be satisfied with the playing, but the satisfaction. No, it's
satisfaction.
Of just like of playing, performing. Then I need to play without a safety net. I need to just play and like just give everything. And the way that that's very much gotten out of the whole playing vocal music thing. And then I need to just let go of the whole, I don't care if I play wrong, if I don't have a clear attack, or if something happens, or that's just, if I've given everything, and maybe it went not the way I'd hoped. Things happen, but if I just sometimes, okay, now it was, today it was maybe more than what I'd hoped for, but then it's okay, but did you have the right attitude? And then if I did, then it's okay, but then I'm happy because this is how I play. This is how I have to play. Otherwise, if I try to be like I get
Perfect.
restrained, or because there is no such thing as perfect. What is that?
Oh, I'm
It's
so
like,
glad to hear you say that.
it's so boring. Oh
Uh,
my God. It's not a thing, perfect. It's and it needs to be imperfect. I've heard that they say that the reason for, if you care for a person or you're in love or you love a person, it's not because of what is perfect about him. Not at all. It's the imperfection. It's the small things that are. It's why we instantly feel this connection to, or this love for a baby, for instance, because they know nothing. Like and it's the same with playing. Like if it's perfect, then it's cold. Then it's not something that, it doesn't feel human. It doesn't feel. We need the flaws and we need the personalities and yeah, it's just, for me, that's just how it has to be, like that.
and I think audiences know this, right? And they understand if they see and hear that you're giving 100% and you miss a note, so what?
Yeah.
Because the other 99,000 notes that you're playing were beautiful.
And people don't want this kind of, we want to feel connected to someone. Of course, we can admire them and we can look up to them, we respect them, but we also want to be, or I want the audience to be on my level. I don't want to be this goddess thing that does something. I know I want to be there on the same level, and then it's just showing. It's a way of just opening up, or just, this is me, take it or leave it. This is, yeah.
Who do you enjoy listening to these days? And it doesn't have to be just trumpet players.
I very rarely listen to trumpet players, I have to say. Actually, these days it's been quite quiet because I think sometimes we needed to be quiet at home since we were both musicians. Then it's sometimes nice to just listen to all types of music. What did I listen to last? Probably some kind of taco the other night, and then we put on a whole like Latin, and then it was everything. So it's a lot like that. I do listen to classical music, of course, but and I do have my favorite performers, and I listen a lot to some violinists and singers and orchestral music, pianists, but I listen also a lot to pop and rock and jazz, and yeah.
So I'm just thinking, a lot of people stereotype still everything everywhere.
Yeah.
And they think, oh, Norway, so all you have to listen to is Grieg.
I think it's incredible,
but he's good.
It's going to be very boring if you
But
want to listen to that.
But yeah, but it's I think it's silly because there's so many great composers, and
Absolutely.
It's not like that's the only thing to listen to. I worked on a cruise ship for, I don't know how many years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. I did a summer and
Cool.
spent 3 weeks in Norway.
Oh, that's nice. Where did you go?
Stavanger, Andalsnes, Trondheim.
Yeah. Did you go further north as well, or
Yes, but I can't remember all the places
maybe
now.
up to Bodø, Lofoten?
I don't remember, but here's
No.
what I remember is
Yes.
I think my true homeland is Norway. I'm serious. I stepped off the ship the first time and I felt like I was home. Everything, the beauty of the country, but there was truly this feeling like I think I may be Norwegian some generation back. I may have Norwegian blood in me somewhere. It just had that feeling, that connection. But it was gorgeous. I enjoyed my time there so much.
It's very beautiful. I live in Oslo. It's my hometown. It's where I grew up. It's a very small, nice capital. It's very cozy. The more I traveled abroad, the more I love it here.
But I noticed that the cities had, even the smaller towns also had orchestras.
We have, I don't know how many professional orchestras we have, but then we have semi-professionals, and we have also 5 professional army bands, so wind bands, and yeah, so there are actually quite a lot going on. Of course, it's also What is special about Norway is, of course, also the nature on the west coast. My husband is from Bergen, so it's
Oh, that's
amazing
another
around there.
place. Yes.
Yeah. And then up north is something very different again. I mean, Norway is extremely long. It's a very long country. So only like how many people are we now? Five something, 5.5 million people. And
You
very long.
mentioned Minnesota earlier. I think
Yes.
one of the tour guides said, I think there are more Norwegians living in Minnesota than there
Then in
are
Norway,
than in
probably.
Norway.
Some of the most Norwegian people I've ever met, that's in the States. It's incredible. I love it. I'm Norwegian. It's oh cool. Yeah, my grandmother, my great grandmother, whatever. Nice. It's just amazing. I love it. I really do. This kind of love for like heritage and trying to find out where you come from. Of course, that's like being a land where everyone comes from somewhere. I really love that. So there are a lot of Norwegians at some places in the States, which is wonderful.
Maybe you're secretly trying to take over the United States, right? It's
Who
like,
knows? Who
yeah.
knows?
And I might wish that you did at some point. It might fix things here.
Let's cross fingers for
Yeah.
better times to come.
Yes. So you've got some things on the calendar in the fall.
Yes.
Are those solo appearances and Ting ensemble, or the band,
It's
or a
just
combination
solo.
of everything?
No, it's basically just it's all solo this autumn. Germany, Norway, Scandinavia, with different orchestras and stuff, and then hopefully there will be. Unfortunately, I was supposed to be in States twice this spring. Like after I was supposed to be there twice in New York and everything. I was supposed to play in Carnegie Hall in the beginning of June, which was yeah. But it is what it is, and I'm supposed to be there next spring as well, but that's cancelled, unfortunately. But yeah, hopefully a lot of the things next spring are also happening. And then as for the States, then I hope that when next autumn comes, that maybe things are a little bit more back to normal and that I get to go back. But we just have to take this as a, it is what it is. You have to just be part of the journey, unfortunately, and see what comes out of it in the end, which I also think a lot of spoken to a lot of colleagues, and it's for a lot of people it's also just a break that has been really healthy and very good, like at a different perspective, a little bit of just like, so I hope that out of every crisis there is always positive things afterwards as well. So I'm hoping that we will see that. Yeah.
Byron Stripling, jazz trumpeter. I don't know if Byron, but
Yeah.
he said in an interview, we have such a responsibility as musicians. We have such a responsibility to really deliver when this is all over, because he said the world needs us right now as performers.
Absolutely.
And I look at that as a challenge, and I'm thinking, yes, so I'm going to do my part when we get
Good.
through this to come out. And of course, I'm going to have to make sure my chops get back in shape. I look at that as he's right, because again, people are going to be so ready to enter the concert hall or an outdoor venue, whatever that may have to be. And of course, musicians are going to be ready to go again.
Yeah.
And so he didn't make that as I think he did mean it as a challenge, and that's how I'm going to take it is, okay, we've got to do this.
It's important, since we've started concerts here in Norway already, but with few people in the audience and those kind of things. It's absolutely the atmosphere. I think for instance, for this festival that I did in June, when we like decided, no, we were going ahead, just changing the whole program, only Norwegian artists. Of course, we're not going to earn any money, but the sponsors were in, like they were like, okay, just go for it. We don't care how much money you lose. This is just, we're going to do this. This is important for everyone, and also for the musicians, basically, because people need to live and eat and all of that. So we were, maybe in the beginning, we were a bit concerned that maybe audiences didn't want to come if they were afraid or like of this. And also, it's not, everyone knows is that classical audiences are often a lot of old people. Like, it's all of them, but it's also a lot of old people. but every concert was sold out, and people were just like, they were just, yeah, hungry. They were just like so happy, and like they felt like this was a gift. They felt, and it was also then, I think they also felt like that because we made sure that it felt very safe, that everything was as it should be, and the distance, and showing people where to sit and what to do, and because that's important for them to feel comfortable and feel like it's nice. But yeah, it really makes you think that online performances is great, is amazing. I love that people are doing it. I'm doing it as well a bit, and like sharing videos, perfect, but it will never be the same. And thank God for that. It's like,
But it's
we
important.
need the live. Yeah, it's really important. But but I'm also so happy to know that people, they don't want to just experiencing everything from their living room. They want to get out. They want to experiencing something together with other people in the room. They want to be there, which is something that I think is getting that people realize now very strongly, that we need this as a society. I'm also just I want to get out there. I want to go to the cinema. Like, I want to, not only the concerts or the theaters, but I want to be around people. So but yeah, back to the whole responsibility and challenge. Yes.
Yeah.
Now it's time for us to pay back, show what we're doing, and why we're doing it, basically. Yeah.
It makes me think about the performance aspect. When you're on stage, do you like to make eye contact? Do you like to connect with your audience? Or, I know some people they don't like to break down that fourth wall, right?
No, I need to be a part of if I do a full recital, for instance, I always talk, hello. And also, of course, if I play with orchestra as well, I talk before the encore, or if there is a reason for me, I'm happy to talk. I like the boundary, or the kind of, the wall, whatever, between me and the audience. And suddenly, oh yeah, she's a normal person, she can talk. I like that. And also, that's when I feel safe. That's when I feel like I can perform at my best, is if if we're on the same team, the audience and I. So yeah, but of course, if I do play something extremely demanding, then I need to look at my score. I can't look at the audience, but they are there, and I absolutely acknowledge they are an essential part of. They are everything to a performance and a concert. Yeah, everything. Yeah.
So, speaking of demanding, is there something on your stand? I'm trying to see what's back there.
Right now, it's an iPad. And back, and because most of my music is on this iPad, and in the back, I think it's the Goldman right now. It's the etudes kind of thing. It's like music all over here. We have our walk-in closet also shares as a practice room. So we have quite a small apartment here in Oslo. It's beautiful, but it's so this is the best place to practice. My husband can practice at work, but yeah, he's also a trumpet player, so there are a lot of trumpet cases and trumpet music around. Yeah.
I think the difficulty, and one of my other favorites that you did, was it Sommerholder? Or no, Sommerfeld, the Divertimento.
Yes.
Wow.
It's a great piece.
Yes,
really,
and I bought it.
Everyone should play it. It's difficult.
Yeah.
But then again, it's not everything. It's worth it, and you can play in different tempos and everything. So it's actually a really nice pice. Yeah.
So you just said I can play it slower, right? Yes, that you gave me permission to play.
It's nice. But on a serious note, I always think that one should always, of course, we have a goal, we aim for how we want it to sound and how we want it to be. But part of our journey is also to acknowledge where we are and what we can do and what will work. So it's all about phrase and play musically in a way that doesn't show off not your weaknesses, but like you have to play in a way that works, that you can play and that you can. So I always say that if you phrase for you organically, then you can do whatever, almost to a certain extent. Don't play that long notes, at high long notes, longer than you can. Just phrase in a way so you play it so it seems the most natural thing in the world, that it should be that long or whatever short as you want it to be.
Right.
Yes, the composer, it's a lot of things written in the score, and of course you should do that. But then it should also you should, but it should also work. So it's like music. Is it music on the page, or is it music when you play it? It's that whole philosophical thing as well. And it's just, at the end of the day, it's just do what feels good and what feels natural for you. And so play something. I say that to the students, just play it a bit slower. And then of course your goal can be that in a month or in 2 years you can play this as fast as you maybe hear it in your head, but you can't now. So don't, it's a journey. And it sounds much better if you just play it a bit slower, because then it actually sounds brilliant and it sounds very convincing. But if you try to play it faster, then it just sounds like you can't. So it's coming out of the whole, just play it slower if you want to.
Yes. Hearing you talk about that, we'll either try to arrange to do this. I want to have you do a master class either online or when you get to the States, I've got to try to find a way to get you here to Indianapolis. But yeah, I think my students would love to hear from you.
I would love to. I mean, masterclass like in person is much better than, but talks and stuff, I've done some of those. I'm doing one next week as well, doing like a talking session, interview-ish. I like that. It's very nice to meet people and meet students online like this, and it's also very relaxed. I'm here in my walk-in closet back home. It's very nice. Then we absolutely meet on a very casual level, which is great, I think.
I want to wrap up here, but I want to ask you, Studio HFL, the name of the show here.
Yep.
What does the HFL stand for?
You were asking me?
Yes.
What it stands for?
You got to think like a trumpet player.
Oh, I got to think. I don't know if I can do that. Think like a trumpet player. You have to ask me. You have to give me a little bit more to go on.
Higher?
Like?
HFL. Higher, faster.
Louder.
Yes.
Yeah. Now you got me.
And a few months ago, I actually changed it to Hear from Legends.
That's nice.
I think that's Legends in the Making, which I think you fit the bill already on both of those.
Oh, thank you.
And you say you're almost 33. You have a birthday coming up?
Yes. August, middle of August.
Okay,
that's my birthday. Yeah.
So think about how you commented how you were when you were 18. What happens when you're in another 18 years, when you look back and you think of yourself at 33?
Who knows? I think I'm a very different, like I could never imagine myself being here when I was 18, or just having this life, I guess. Also like just every aspect of life. It's very different than I could imagine. So maybe it's the same. Hopefully. I'm still married to my husband. I hope so.
And newlyweds, right? Just this past year?
Well, now it's like 2 years ago, actually, now.
Okay.
I don't know how long the newlyweds, but I heard it was the first year. Yeah, but our plan is to be married for a long time.
We're celebrating 24 this year, so...
Oh, it's wonderful to hear. Yeah.
So still newlyweds in a lot of ways. So
that's good. So I plan to still be very happy. And I'm hoping that I'm still... getting to do what I love, which is hopefully playing and performing still, and having nice people around me that I love and they love me, and just hopefully just having a good time. Basically.
I wish you good health.
Thank you. Likewise.
Through all of this, thank you very much, and happy practicing. I hope we all wake up and find the motivation every day to do that. But this has been a real treat. Thank you so much for sharing.
No, thank you for having me. Really.
And so I will end things there. But just let me say, I still get starstruck talking to
Don't be.
to
it's
people.
Like.
but you don't understand. My perspective is, I really appreciate what you're contributing to, and this is not my thing. The international soloist is not my thing. I've got what I do, and I try to do what I do very well. And so when I get a chance to talk to people like you, it's a real treat, because it's a world that I'm not a part of. And
Thank you. It's a real treat for me as well, and for us as well, just to try to well, talk about things that I've experienced or that I'm thinking, and hear what other people think. And just we're all part of the same world. It's just it's just a different job, but at the same time it's the same kind of
Right. And I didn't ask you about gear. That's one thing I like about this podcast, is if people want to know what size mouthpiece you play or what trumpet, they can go to your website and figure that out, right?
I'm sure. So, I mean, it's nice. And I'm not one of those. I don't know that much. I remember being to ITG once, and then I felt really bad because people ask me stuff and I have no idea. But I'm trying now to be a little bit more aware of what's going on with the gadgets and with the different. But I'm also very much of a play the same mouthpiece I've done for ages. I need to find a new one maybe soon, because it's looks like, my husband says it looks like the surface of the moon or something. So it probably needs.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's no, but it's, of course, if someone asks, then I'm happy to say what I play on. But it's it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, as long as it's good equipment that works for you.
There you go.
That's the most important thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, thank you again.
Thank
I
you.
hope the rest of your summer goes well, and the concerts happen when they're supposed to happen.
I hope so too, and I hope that things are going better soon over there.
Yes, please.
In every way, and I'm sure it will. Of course it will.
Of course it will.
But hopefully soon. Yeah.
How do you say goodbye or so long in Norwegian?
The easiest way is just to say ha det.
Halla.
Ha det. So it's ha det. Yeah. That's a very casual way of saying bye-bye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll practice that. But for now, I'll just say thank you and goodbye.
You.
So appreciate it. Oh, one more thing. Yeah. To your colleagues in the brass ensemble, please express my thanks for all their musicianship and
I will do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
No, thank you. I'm sure they will appreciate that. I'll tell them.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.